All right, so we're back with part two. Got a couple things in. Got the trigger pins, E-clips, this, I guess you call it the sear, safety catch, and the spacer here. This was necessary for the semi-auto build that I got going here. Also, what else do we have? I remembered that we also have to install the ejector. So we'll have to install this. And of course the safety. Now I did also get a semi-auto feather, which you can see the difference. This one's literally just cut off, this one right here. Let me zoom up a little bit so we can see what I'm doing here. You can see it's literally just cut off. I could have done that, but I'm just going to use new stuff. Why not? So besides this, these components, the safety. Now I do have a new safety coming because this is a full auto safety. So what will probably most likely happen, I think, is I'll have safe, I'll have fire for semi, and then if I go to full auto, it'll also be safe. So I'll basically have two safeties and a full. So, but if I get my semi-auto safety I have coming, it'll be fire, fire, and safe. So I'd rather that than two safeties. But anyway. So the first thing, I guess we'll do, I also did file, I think on Thanksgiving Day, I filed my Form 1 for my stock. So when that happens, we'll throw the stock on. So I guess to start off, we'll go ahead and install the ejector. This is the ejector here. This came from the parts kit. You can see it's got a cutout there. It's not a pin. See right here, this cutout here. It is a very tight fit. Of course, where'd it go? Here it is. It is a very tight fit. I'll show you what it's going to look like, and then we'll have to do this off camera. Not only will YouTube not allow me to show this, I could do it for Rumble, but it's just a pain in the ass. Okay, so you can see here, I just got it started. It's very tight. I'm gonna have to get a long punch or something and punch that in. And if you see right there, see that mark there? That's where you will stake it. Just use the punch and you'll stake that piece. That's what that cutout's there. And then there it is. Now I'll talk to VZ58 USA. He sometimes likes to put red Loctite underneath this and slide it in when he taps it in. But either I'll use blue Loctite or I won't. I don't think it's really going to matter. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Let's see. So besides that, we will begin with installing the components. Now I do need to remove this grip screw here. It is way too long. I ordered a short one just for this grip, but it's not here yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap this grip out and reinstall the original Bakelite grip with the proper length grip screw. There you go. It's just a really small grip. Look at that. I mean, my hand is not even, it's just a small grip. So let's see. So let me open up these little baggies. Let me lay everything out, and then we'll talk about what we're gonna do. All right, so I've got all the parts. I took everything out of the bags here. You can see this is the new sear. This is a spacer, and you have a safety catch here. These are like little plastic pieces. So let's go ahead and install, the sear is obviously metal, but these little spacers are plastic. So now you can see the big difference in height when it comes to that grip screw that was coming out of there. That's why I have a new one coming. So let's go ahead and take our, I guess you call it, this is the semi-auto feather. Now this thing does multiple things. It's your spring for your safety. It is your basically spring for your sear, and it's the spring for your retainer, your dust cover retainer spring. So let me try to do this around the camera here. You can see there's like a little tit that sticks out and it fits over like that. Now we can take, where is my pin? This is the retaining pin. So the spring wasn't all the way on the little tit here. I went ahead and pushed it on with the tool, screwdriver, and now I have that retaining. You can't really see it, but you see that spring there. It is comfortably sitting under the retaining pin for this. Now we can go ahead and put that together. Let me just double check it here. Yep, it is. Okay, so now this shouldn't go in. Nope, see, it won't go in because of this spring. So we'll just push down on this, and there we go. Now we have a retaining dust cover retainer pin. Takedown pin, sorry. All right, one less thing. Now we'll go ahead and install the trigger. We have a trigger pin here, E-clip I left in there, and then we trigger. All right, so what I had to do was I put the safety partially in, installed the trigger, and then lined the disconnector here up underneath this side of the safety, snapped the safety in, installed the trigger pin, and now we are good to go. You can see you got the trigger, the spring there on the trigger and everything. I just need to install the E-clip there on the trigger, and we're good to install the disconnector. Now remember, we still have to install the ejector, and I think after that, we're pretty much it. So let's get this E-clip back in here, and then we can focus on the next piece. All right, sweet baby Jesus, we have the E-clip on. We are all set to go. Now you'll see, there you go, safe. That should do nothing. That should do nothing. This should do something. Now, like I said, when I get my new safety in, it should work on 30 or 1, just semi-automatic, of course, and then safety in the middle. So right now I'll have a safety here, and fire here until I get my my new safety. So let's go ahead and line all the parts up for this sear and all that, and the safety catch. All right, so let's take a look at the pieces we have here. Now, of course, you have the sear pin here, you have a spacer, the sear itself, and a safety catch. Now, this should all go in place like this. The spacer will go here. Of course, how about this? There we go. There we go. Just like that, with the pin going through the center. So let's get this lined up. Okay, so I don't have the E-clip in there yet for the sear pin. You can see I got it all the way across. But basically, I put it in as an assembly, like I showed you, all together with the spacer in the center, laid it in there. This is the sear spring, so I just pushed that down a little bit, shoved the pin from the right side there, kind of lined it up, tapped it in place. Now let's verify it works. So safety, 1, so semi, bam, you see it works there. Let's go to 30. See, it's almost, it's a safety. So that's fine for now. When I get my new safety in, I'll take all this back out and drop in my new one. That way it works either it's 30 on or 1, it's semi-automatic. But now that this works, you can see how the spring there, you can kind of, there you go. Now it's more centered. There we go. So let's go ahead and put that E-clip in. Now all we have to do is throw in the ejector, stake it, and we should be ready to test fire this thing. We should be ready to roll. So let's do that. Let me put that E-clip in real quick. All right, that one was a lot easier to get on. You can see the E-clip there. We are complete with the trigger. You can see I oiled it a little bit. I'll wipe off the excess when I'm done, just to give it some lubrication, since it's all brand new components, pretty much. Very cool. We are pretty much there. Now all we got to do is, now all we got to do is install the ejector, which that is going to be a job I'm going to have to do off camera. Like I said, we'll go ahead and I'll show you how it goes in. Goes in like that. I can start it for you. And I'm going to have to find a tool, a long punch or something, to reach in and punch it from the top here, and then I'll have to stake it. You see that little dot right there? We'll have to stake that. So once we're done with that, I'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. All right, so we got the ejector installed. Now this was kind of a pain in the ass, but because of the closed confinement, but I just found a long piece of tubular steel, well, not tubular steel, but basically a rod. Reached down from the back here like this, positioned it there, tapped it with a ball peen hammer, and went right in. Now, you can see it's pretty much lined up. I will need to go grab outside my shop. I have a punch that I can use for that, and I can stake that in place. Then, I think that's it, guys. These two holes here are for the side plate. If you want to add an optics mount, I have a Picatinny dust cover coming, so no, that won't be necessary. I do have some plugs for that came with the 12-inch. I'll put in there just to have no extra holes in the receiver. But yeah, let's get this thing assembled. So let's go ahead and install this thing. Oh, you can see that seems to work. Oh man, we're almost there, guys. Bam, we have an assembled gun. Now, I did expect that to be a problem, which is also the reason why I got a Picatinny dust cover. You see this dent here? Pretty sure that's locking me up there. It fired. See, it's safety on those two. Now, what I might do is I might take this back off real quick. I'm not gonna do this right now. Maybe I'll take it off camera and I'll get a piece of wood, like a dowel. Go take this on my wooden table in the shop and knock that dent out. And that should fix this problem here. I'm probably shooting it might fix it. But yeah, so there it is, guys. We have a complete working VZ58 compact. Check that out. Waiting for the Form 1 so I can install this bad boy. Once that's done, we will be rocking and rolling. A couple more parts come in like a reminder. Front sight, barrel, and the detent for the front sight. I think that's it. Also got the new safety coming, which allow it to fire here, and semi-auto, and then safe down. So that's one difference between this and my 12-inch, which I have right here. I'll show you. The 12-inch, you got a safety stop here. So you only have safety and 1, which on this gun, this is 1, on this gun's 30. So originally you have to go back for 30, but this is a safety stop. So this is the kind of safety I have coming. Now I won't have a stop. That's an add-on to this receiver, but it'll at least fire this way, and safe down the middle. So I like that. Very cool. Anyway, also probably going to add a grid style grip to this one as well. I like that grip. But yeah, so stay tuned. I guess this will be part 2. We have a completed rifle or pistol here. And then we will hopefully, maybe I'll go test fire here in a little bit. Maybe I'll take it out there and go check it out. I do need to hammer out this dent. You can see how significant that dent is. Okay, we hammer that out. That was part of the parts kit, not part of this, the new parts here. But man, I hope y'all enjoyed. This was cool. This was a good learning experience too. I really think that, if you have interest in something, go build one, go get that experience. It's very cool. It's very fun. You learn a lot. You learn how it works. I learned a lot about these now. All right, got it all greased up. I used my punch. I had a couple brass punches there. Used the hammer and kind of knocked that dent out. Still got one at the top here I couldn't get because of that rod that goes on top there, but that works fine. Excellent. Can't wait to test fire it. Very cool. Anyway, take care.